So yeah, hello and welcome again to our today's tech talk on the topic of the IDS Integration Test Camp, which is basically a tool to prepare for the IDS certification. My name is Natalia Simon and I'm working for the IDSA as a project manager. And my guest today is Olatz Mediavilla from the IDSA member SQS. Just a short note on the format of the tech talk. So we as the IDSA used to have many events where we could meet each other and have some informal topics and talks also during the breaks. But due to the current situation, we are not able to have such meetings. And we were thinking about how to overcome this issue. And yeah, here we are with the format of the tech talks. And in the next few minutes, maybe half an hour, we will have a short talk with a coffee on several topics, and today on the topic of the integration test camp. And yes, but back to my guest, Olatz. Maybe you could just say a few words about yourself.
Yeah, so hello Natalia and hello all. So I am the responsible for SQS group inside IDSA, and there we have two main tasks. On the one hand, we are working to be one of the evaluation facilities. So we are in charge of the independent evaluation of core components that is needed to get this IDSA certificate. And on the other hand, we are carrying out the integration test camps, of which we will talk about in this session. So, well, I'd like to also thank you for inviting me to this session so I can show you the work we are doing.
You're welcome, yeah. That brings me to the first question. What exactly is the integration test camp?
Okay, so the integration test camp is an event which is open for everyone, where we offer remotely accessible infrastructure, so participants can test the interoperability of their pre-commercial components in a production-like scenario. So it arises as a complement to the Blackfest and a needed step, I will say, before going for the certification. So
yeah, exactly.
So we have built that architecture with real IDSA components with this goal of having a full IDSA environment. And well, their participants can test if they are ready to go to work for in a real IDSA environment. And well, I will say we don't only test the component works, and of course that it's interoperable. So we also face the needs of the network and environment configuration that need to be faced to connect to that real architecture.
Okay. And how is exactly the setup of the integration camp? What components or what is the setup of the core components?
So maybe I can show you a picture of the architecture, so we can bear show how is this architecture. Okay. So can you sorry, can you see the the picture? Okay. So for the first test camp, we built that architecture mainly to test the connectors interoperability. So we built it with a set of connectors based on the trusted connector. This one we have in the picture above. And with which we could test the interoperability with connectors that were speaking this IDSCP communication. And then we also had the DIVA connector to try and have also the intercommunication with connectors that talk HTTP. And then we offer the Fraunhofer broker and DApp services to also test with these connectors. So we first built this architecture and mainly try the interoperability between connectors. But then we have evolved that infrastructure. So in the second test camp, we were also offering well, more types of connectors. So you can see there the get connector we installed in the lab, and also the DApp service from Orbiter. So we could also test the management of the certificate and the dynamic attribute tokens that the DApps gives. So we were able to test like more advanced things on the connector interoperability. And then for the third edition, we also installed a broker. So we could also offer the interoperability with these components. So connectors could register, search for data of other connectors, and well, this kind of things. And in this edition, we also evolved all the components to be compliant with the info model 4.0 that was using. And well, now for this last test camp that we are just working on, it's been this week. So we started on Tuesday, and we are working till Friday on that. And we are offering also the new version of the Diva connector, that's the space connector. And well, we are trying that in this edition.
Okay. And yeah, when this event takes place, for example, like this week, what is being tested when I'm a participant?
Yeah, so well, as I said, it is an event to test the interoperability of the components in IDSA environment. So well, I can maybe show you some examples of the test cases we have. For each edition, we thought about some test cases that could be performed. So first, we had only the test cases with the DApps, of course, and with the connector to connector interoperability. So we, for example, can try that the components get correctly this dynamic attribute token from the DApps service, and also could validate the token of the connector that is trying to connect to it. So it's like the base interaction of the IDSA. Then in the connector to connector interoperability, we also test, of course, that the two connectors interchange the data correctly, but also that they can, for example, connect to more than one connector, or well, that they don't have failures with connection, for example. And well, in these last editions, as we added a broker, we also have this test to test the interoperability with this component. So we have the registry and well, that the connector can get the data correctly, and it can well, update its information and so on.
It's really impressive and a lot. And every time, from every test camp to test camp, there are more parts that are tested. That's really cool. Yeah, how often can you participate into these test camps? How often does it take place?
Yeah, so we have a test camp each month, and we well, so yes, more or less a month, or 4 or 5 weeks. so we can evolve the infrastructure we have, and we also get bring time to the participants so they can solve the things that they have found in the last editions.
Okay.
Once a month.
Sorry?
So yeah, that's once a month.
Yeah, if I would like to participate in this integration camp, what do I have to prepare for this, and how can I participate here?
Okay, yeah. So to participate, you just have to get in contact with us, writing us an email and telling us what do you want to test, and the requirements of this component you need. And well, I think I can show you our web page. Yes, can you see the screen? Yes. So you can just go to the web page of SQS, and there we have all the information about the test camps. So the architecture we have in this moment, and well, all the things that are planned and that we have right now. And well, also you can find the information about the last test camps, and you can sign in for the next one. So I think you just have to fill in like a form and send it. And well, you don't need anything else. You just need to have a component that is fully developed or in an advanced phase of development. So it could be interoperable with other components, and fill in that form and send it to us, or write us, of course.
Yeah, that's a cool thing. And yeah, maybe the others also know that there's this IDS certification, and in the end, there will be this certification process, which will be evaluated by evaluation facilities. What exactly is the difference between participating in this integration camp and the final evaluation process?
Okay, yes. So the integration test camp is an event where participants can test that their component works fine in a real IDSA infrastructure. So it's interoperable with the other components, and will work as it should in the real world. But this is not the only step needed to get an IDSA certificate. For the IDSA certificate, you need to go also through well, we need to test that all the functionalities of the connector work, and it fulfills all the security criteria needed to be part of this IDSA work. So we also test the development process, all the documentation, and well, we have functionality, security, and integration testing. So it's just a part of the certification. It gives you like the idea of if you are ready to go for the certification, but it's not all you have to fulfill.
And there's also this thing you mentioned before, the IDS Plugfest. What is there the difference between the integration camp and the Plugfest?
Okay, so the difference, I think the Plugfest is like an event where developers go with the component not fully developed, and they go there to try the new features that are developing in IDSA. For example, when they have a new info model, they go to the you go to the Plugfest and try if you could work with it And also you can see there like the next steps that IDSA needs to go for the new versions because of the needs of the community. But then the integration test camp is like the next step. So where you go when you have the development process finished or in a really advanced phase, and you go for the integration with real components. So when you think you are like ready to go for the real world, but also you can test the new features you are developing, but when they are in that advanced phase.
So that means basically, if I would like to play a little bit around and test around, I go to the plug first. Then if I feel that I'm kind of ready, I go to the integration camp. And when everything is fine, then I go to the official IDS certification, right?
Yeah, I would say that's right, yes. Well,
okay.
you can try new features in the integration test camp too. Let's say in that advanced phase, not in the first steps you use when you are developing.
Okay. Yeah, I see that there are some questions in the chat. The first would be if we could put the URL from the site, from the website of SQS into the chat.
Of course.
Yeah, we could do this
I will just
right now.
do it.
So that is available. Okay, fine, great, thanks. Yeah, and then we have the question from Olaf Gemein. The question is the broker based on Apache Kafka?
Well, the broker we have is the one Fraunhofer developed. So we installed it in the lab. So you can find the information about this broker in IDSA Live webpage.
Okay, next question, also from Olaf, is there a GitHub repository related to this test camp?
No, you mean a repository where we have our components? Not really, or not right now, because well, as I said, we used components from third parties, and we install it in the facility, in our facility, and try to work with them, but they are not really from our own. So we don't have that repository because well, we don't need that right now. Maybe in the future we will try to well to change some features in the connectors we have or something, and then we will publish it, but not right now.
Yeah. Maybe as an addition to the question, the IDSA has a GitHub repository, and you can also visit this repository and find some components. Okay, yeah, as we are now answering some questions from the audience, are there more questions? Either on the integration camp or maybe also on the IDS certification. So now is the moment where you can ask everything you have in your mind, and we will try to answer the question as good as possible. Yeah, but I cannot see more questions. I give you a little bit more time. But yeah, first of all, I would really like to thank you, Olatz, because it was really interesting to have an overview about the integration camp. What is it and what is the difference between the formats? I think this was really needed in the last time, since there were yeah, not clear borders yet. Okay, we received a new question from Stefan Gindel. How much does participating in the integration camp cost?
So, well, right now is a service that is given for free for IDSA participants. Really, I cannot answer if in the future it will have a cost or not. I suppose that for IDSA component not, but well, as we are open for all participants that want to join for everywhere, well, it may have a cost for the ones that are outside the IDSA, but
yeah.
I cannot give that cost right now.
Yeah, it's a really new service offering, so yeah, it's not finalized yet, but I can confirm that currently it's free also for IDSA research projects. For example, we are offering this service. This is also possible for you to attend there without paying anything for it, only with time. Okay. Are there no new questions, other questions regarding the integration camp from the audience? A little bit time's left. Yes, Stefan Gindel asked, how many participants are there usually in integration camp, which lasts 1 week?
Well, it has been different from one edition to another because, for example, the second edition was at summer time, and a lot of participants that took part in the first one were not able to join the second one. So we have like I think 7 or 9 participants in the first one, but just 3 in the second one. But well, we are like with 5 participants or so each edition.
And how long is such one session normally for one participant?
Yeah, each session normally takes 2 hours. But well, sometimes we have bigger sessions because we offer the possibility of making this interoperability testing with the connectors we have in the SQS facility, but also between 2 participants. So if well, if they want to test the interoperability between the connectors, for example, but with our dApps and broker services, we offer a bigger slot because, well, there are 2 participants and you need like more, you need to perform more tests and it takes longer. But normally 2 hours, could be 3.
Cool. Okay, yeah, one question I have regarding the future of the integration camp. What components additionally are you planning for the next iterations? What kind of components?
Yes, so we are planning to add an app store because I think they are just ready to go. So I think the next component will be an app store. And well, then we also want to have, well, we want to have all type of components that are in IDSA. So the next one maybe could be the clearinghouse, well, Paris also.
Okay. Yeah. Are there more questions from the audience? Now is the time to ask. Okay.
Yeah, well, maybe I want to clarify just something because I always talk about the interoperability between connectors because it's the component we first start testing because it was like the one that was developed first, and it's like the base of the IDSA with the dApps. But we also accept participants with the broker, for example, or with the dApps. So right now, I think they are developing the connection between different dApps. So all these tabs can have the information about all the participants. So in the future, when the tabs talk to each other, of course, we will accept also tabs as a participant and try the interaction with our connectors and well, all this infrastructure.
Okay. Oh, another question from Nikos Poulataras. Will the camp also cover routing and data usage control? Routing and data usage control.
Yes, of course. These are features of the components. So we will have tests to cover all these features. Right now, the connectors we have had in the test camp haven't developed that usage control, for example. So we haven't tested yet, but yes, the plan is to have all that is developed in the IDSA. So of course also usage control and yes, all the features that a component has. Also, when I saw the test cases we have thought about for each test camp, these are not the only tests we can make there. We also ask the participants always if they have any special feature that they want to try this time, and we try to get to have a test for that and to have the environment ready to try that.
So it's also a process of the integration camp. From every iteration to the next, it's more and it's better and it's containing more. And it's preparing better for the IDS certification, which I think is very valuable for the IDS. Yeah. Okay. So I would take over the screen again and just give you a short overview about the next sessions that we are offering. So you should see my screen now. Yeah, our next live session will be on November the 11th. It will be the open consultation hour, which will be moderated by my colleagues Giulia Giustiani and Silvia Castelli. And yeah, they will explain a little bit how the IDSA works, and they will answer all your questions also to any topic of the organization of our association. But I see there's one question that I would take up. If the IDSA is evolving, how do components already certified still work? Do they need to be recertified? Olatz, would you take over this question? Or if the IDSA is evolving, how do components that are already certified still work? Do they need to be recertified?
Well, I think the certificate has a validity of 2 years, and in these 2 years, your component will be able to work. I mean, even if IDSA is evolving, we might also test that backward compatibility, so you can work with another components, and even if the IDSA is giving new versions, your component must be able to work with the older version if you want to. So if you are certified with that. So
yeah, I think this is basically the answer, that after one time it will be needed. Yeah, okay. If there are no other questions from the audience, then I would proceed with the outlook on the next live sessions. Yeah, as I said, our open consultation hour will take place next Thursday on November 11th, and Julia and Sylvia will explain you and answer all your questions. And then on September, sorry, it's November 29th, there will be this Trust live session on the financial industry, enabling data sovereignty beyond existing solutions. So if I will exchange the appointment and tell you the exact date next time, but yeah. Yeah, keep in touch with us. I'm very happy that we had such a cool insight with Olatz today, and that we could clarify some things about the IDS certification and how to prepare. And yeah, I'm happy to see your eyes. See my backstage is answering me. The session on the Trusts project will be on November the 12th. So if you would like to participate in this live session, you can also participate there. If there are no questions from the answer, I just would like to thank you for your time and hope to see and hear you next time again. Thank you and goodbye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Also, thank you, Olatz, for your time.